Hello everyone, I'm Dimitrik and I am a tutor who specializes in multiple subjects. One of those subjects is mathematics, and I am giving a mini series here just to give you a preview of my tutoring style. For today's lesson, we are going to discuss solving a two variable equation. This is actually very helpful for those who are learning graphing. For the purposes of this mini-series, we will not actually be conducting or producing the graphs, but we are going to discuss how to solve for x and y, which is a two variable equation, as I mentioned before. So for this miniature video, and there's going to be 4 of them, with this miniature video, we're going to discuss the whole thing of how to isolate variables when there's multiple. In this case, we have 2. So we have x and y. And I'll explain the markups on the board. So we have 2x plus 3y equals 15. And what I decided to do was isolate y. So by isolate, that just means that we get one variable to one side and move everything else over. In this case, we said y is one variable, and that's obviously different from x. So I chose y to isolate, and with that said, in order to isolate y, we had to subtract anything that does not have y in it from both sides. So in this case, 2x minus 2x is going to equal 0. 3y we leave alone because that's the variable that we want to be all by itself on one side of the equation. And then we subtracted 2x from 15. So that gets us 3y equaling 15 minus 2x. Now, we see that there's multiplication taking place. And so what we want to do is set our equation up so that it is in what is called simplest form. Forgive my stuttering, I have ADHD, so sometimes I sound a little wonky. But because we isolated y, we're going to stick with that. So we isolated y up here, so we're going to stick with isolating y down here. Y is being multiplied by 3, so in order to make this equation in simplest form, we divide all parts of the equation by 3, every single number, regardless of whether it is multiplied by y or not. So 3y divided by 3 is going to equal 1y, which is the same thing as y, because anything multiplied by 1 equals itself. Negative 2x over 3, which is going to equate to negative 2/3 times x. And then positive 15 divided by 3, which equals positive 5. And what I should have mentioned is I took 15 minus 2x and flipped it around to create what is called the inverse or the opposite equation, just because I find that a little bit easier to help solve equations of this nature. So 15 minus 2x is going to be the equivalent of negative 2x plus 15. Check out our next video to see how we continue the process.